Hello, welcome to my channel, Jersey Shore Pondscapes Videos. My name is Chris, and today we are going to be starting the first video in a series of 5 that I'm going to do about a really unique special ponds that I have built in the past. So the first video here today is going to feature a pond that's about 40 by 50. It's actually around 20,000 gallons, and I'm going to try to explain to you different things that occurred during our process and what we were building, and show you the pictures of his plumbing and the rock work, and eventually the overall completed pond. I know this pond was built in 2015, so it is a few years old now, and it is still absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it, and let's jump right in. Okay, so here we are in the backyard. There's an old pond here. It's actually just behind that bench, but you see this is the whole area where the new pond is going to go. There's a bunch of construction going on at this house now as well. They're putting new stucco and stuff on it, and they're redoing the pool patio and a big staircase up from the pool patio up to the house. But we're going to be doing the pond, right? So this coral bark maple, this red barked maple right in front of us here, we did save that and plant it on another part of the property. So here's the old pond. If you notice the tree in the background with the bench in the background, there is a waterfall to the left of that tree. It was originally leaking. There was a lot of issues with it. That waterfall feeds into a little basin. It comes down a stream into the main pond, which is just behind the bench in the front of the picture. The pond was probably about 7 feet wide and maybe 10-12 feet long. And it was all constructed of solid concrete and wire reinforcing. We had to rip this whole thing out with a machine, and it was not easy. There was at least 10-12 ton of concrete that came out of this whole system that I took back to a recycle yard. But this is the whole area where the new pond is now going to be built. So we did have to remove a few trees here. There was, I had a tree company come in, remove maybe 5 or 6 trees that were right here in this area. Now this old pond had the waterfall into a smaller pond and a riverbed down to the main pond. There's a lot of issues when you build design a pond like this, and I'm going to do a whole nother video talking about that as to why you should be really careful when you connect 2 ponds with a stream. So check that out. Because I've definitely seen a lot of issues with that in the past. So that'll be an interesting video to do and to learn about. But anyway, so this big tree just to the right-hand side of the waterfall is still there, and it is still on the right-hand side of my new waterfall. There is a slight grade on this property from the back down to the front. So we did have to work with that grade, but it worked out beautifully for my new waterfall that I built in the back. And this bench in the front here, again, we did remove that. And these trees to the right of the bench were all cut down and removed. So there's at least, 4, maybe 5 trees in total that we did have removed. But this holly that you see in the right-hand corner of the picture, it's a Nellie Stevens holly. That holly still remains, and that is actually going to be right behind my new filter tanks. So between, to give you perspective on the new pond, between that holly, which is where my filters are, and that big old oak tree in the back next to the old waterfall is still there, and that can kind of give you a perspective on where the new pond will actually be set. So it was a little bit of a project designing this, absolutely. This was a handful. I had to deal with the grade, I had to deal with the size. There is a pool behind us, behind the pond. So, I mean, if you're standing here looking at the screen, the pool is actually behind you. Okay, so we had a project. So I don't have any pictures of the actual digging of the hole, but I do have pictures of a lot of the plumbing work. So here you can see we have 4 bottom drains here, right in the center of the pond. We have 2 pipes coming straight at us that go to a large 16-inch skimmer that I put bulkhead fittings in and gravity fed that. And then in the background you can see 2 pipes that kind of jut off to the right. And I have another skimmer back there with 2 4-inch pipes connecting to that as well. So there is that one. So you can see the pipes come in the front, they go right down under the pond, and everything all meets up and goes to the same spot. So here's the skimmer directly across from the pond. Okay, so there's one right in front of you, then there's one all the way out to the right. So all these pipes come in together. They all have 4-inch true union ball valves. We're going to build in a pit, and then all of these 8 pipes are all going to be set inside my filter tanks. Now the filter tank is going to be, I poured a basin of concrete on the bottom, just a floor of concrete, and then we did basically a monolithic pour. And the box is, I want to say, about 5 foot wide and maybe 7 to 8 foot long. Okay, so it's a pretty big filter tank, and it's about 4 feet deep as well. So it holds a lot of water. We have a lot of water moving in and out of there. So once we got everything all set up, it was time to start bringing in the rock. So this was like the first load of rock that came in on this project. A lot of big flat stones for the waterfall. There's pallets of all different size stone on there that we're all going to mix together for around the outside of the pond, the waterfalls, everything. It was a lot of rock. I definitely know we did more than 1 truckload there. So here we go. Here's the liner, okay, and here's a shot of the waterfall straight ahead. Dead middle is a smaller waterfall. Behind that is actually my filter tanks, okay, and that holly is right back there directly behind that smaller waterfall. And the large waterfall here on the left, you can start to see is being constructed, okay. Throughout this project, we had several rainstorms and stuff, and we ended up with a lot of dirt and, some mud in the pond and stuff, but that all got cleaned up. Here's a picture of the part of the machine that I used. It was a Bobcat E85 I rented, and all the lumber there is going to be used on the deck, which is going to overhang the pond there in the front. Okay, so this gives you a pretty good outline of the whole pond, and the deck on the front was really neat. It's all built out of Trex. On the top, it's pressure treated lumber. There's 2 piers in the pond to support it, and the deck is actually going to go right on that flat area right in front of the machine right there. It's going to jut out from there. So here we're filling the pond up with water finally, okay? The waterfalls are huge. There's a river kind of connected on the left side of the waterfall that comes down and spills into the pond, and there's a beach on the right side of the waterfall. There's 2 large pumps, 2 1-horsepower pumps that are pumping 13,000 gallons per hour each. They are pulling directly out of my gravity-fed filter tank, and they are returning up to the back of the waterfall where there are 2 30,000-gallon aqua side mount bead filters, 3-inch bead filters, and 2 150-watt high output Pentair UV lights. And this pond really does stay clean. The gravity-fed filter system is incredible. That's what's really doing all the work. The 2 bead filters in the back are actually just used for polishing the water and for some added biofiltration. They really stay clean. I go there to backwash them, and like hardly like anything dirt comes out of it at all. Okay, so yeah. We have all the pumps are split up. There's ball valves all over the place. There's all kinds of Ys and ball valves, and On each side of the waterfall, there is a special kind of like geyser thing. It's actually a unit that the pool guy there gave to me to use. You pump water into it, and it kind of has an LED light built into it, and it jets the water up. But at night, those LED lights can change colors in it. So we put one on the beach on the right-hand side of the waterfall, and then there's one on the left-hand side of the waterfall that overflows down to like a little stream that wraps right around the side of the waterfall and comes, falls right back into the pond. It was actually a pretty cool design. So the object is to view the pond from 3 different sides of the property. This side right here, you're actually viewing this from the pool patio. Okay, you have the deck that goes out over the center of the pond there, right in the middle, which extends out over the water, and it's cool. The fish swim underneath there. You can go out there to feed the fish, and it kind of has a 3-sided deck, so it kind of opens up to all 3 sides of the pond you can view. The other side of the pond is from the house on over. And then, of course, I mean, it's the whole backyard that we'd be able to see this pond from. So it was actually a pretty cool design to be able to view the pond from different areas and have, different views, but still be like beautiful in every direction. Yeah, so this is the large waterfall. You can see the 2 geysers, the little white jets jumping up out of the stonework on either side. One is higher and one is lower. This is a picture, the net. We put a netting over this pond in the fall, to keep the leaves out. We basically put a number of posts around the pond, and we run cable from post to post to hold the net up off the water. And here is the pond at night. This was really cool. When we got all done with the constructing the pond, there was a guy there. Like I said, they were working on the pool and patio and stuff as well. And there was a guy there that does a lot of lighting. And he told me, he says, when we're done with this pond, we're going to light it all up. He says, and I'm going to put blue lights on the waterfall. And I thought, like, what the heck? That's blue, But I'll tell you what, it looks incredible. And with this pool, the pool is also lit up in blue. So between the pool and this waterfalls, I mean, it's just awesome. Now the 2 geysers, that I was talking about on either side are what you see in like the red, orange, and yellow colors, on either side of the waterfalls, which is really neat. And the reflection of the water in the water, uplighting the trees behind it with the natural LEDs, and then the reflection in the water of this thing at night is incredible. So here's a picture of the pool. All right, so it's got that blue cast in the pool overnight, at night. So the pond would be all the way to the left of this. So when you look out the window, you'd see both of them. Really incredible. There are a whole bunch of videos here that I'm going to be playing. Just all different times of the year and different years that these videos were shot. Every time I come back to this pond and I just look at it, I'm just wowed. I mean, it's always beautiful. So I end up just coming back once in a while, doing maintenance and cleaning the filters out, and I end up taking more pictures and more videos, and it's just really something I'm very proud of. This pond is truly something really beautiful and special. So enjoy the videos, and you'll see the videos of the fish I have swimming around here too. It's really pretty cool. All right, so thank you for checking out this pond. I hope you enjoyed it, and again, give me a thumbs up if you really like this, and please subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a lot, and I have a lot of information, and hopefully I can help you guys out with whatever projects you're doing, and answer a bunch of questions, and keep on plugging away. All right, so thanks a lot, and enjoy the videos. We'll see you back in the next video. Take care.